This is week 4, worksheet 5, what is a tribal government? So I've already gone through and I've labeled my paragraphs because I see that this is an article with questions. The first thing that I'm going to do though is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read the directions, and the directions say, answer the following questions based on the reading passage. Don't forget to go back to the passage whenever necessary to find or confirm your answers. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to read all the questions once, and then I'm going to read through this once. And then I'm going to help you with one of the question stems on this because I've been doing all the question stems for you. But you should by now be able to come up with your own sentence stems. So it says, what is a reservation? Who is in charge of the tribal government? What is a constitution? What is one way the tribe makes money? Do you think that having separate tribal governments is a good idea? Why or why not? So starting out over here. Many Native Americans live on reservations. The United States government set aside land for the reservations. A specific Native American tribe manages each reservation. Each tribe is in charge of its own tribal government. Tribal governments are not part of the local or state governments. Native Americans serve on the tribal councils. The councils make laws for the reservation. The laws are just like the laws that the state or local governments make. The government tries to protect the health, safety, and rights of the people. Tribal governments also provide services for the people who live on the reservation. They have their own systems for police, fire protection, and courts. Many tribal governments have written constitutions too. A constitution is a written plan for how the government will work. It includes the duties and freedoms of the people and the government. When there are disagreements, the Constitution helps solve the problems. Tribal governments help their people earn money. Some tribes create art or sing and dance in cultural performances on their reservations. Visitors pay money to see artifacts in museums and attend shows. Some tribe members sell original arts and crafts. Some tribes have casinos and other entertainment to bring in paying customers. In turn, the Native American tribe helps the local and state economy. They spend their money in local businesses and pay taxes. So, I just read it once. Make sure you read through it again. I'm going to help you with the sentence stem for number 1. So number 1 says, what is a reservation? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get rid of those question words. So instead of saying what is a reservation, I'm going to say a reservation is. So I'm going to get rid of the question words, what is. And I'm going to write a reservation is, and you're going to have to do your own sentence stems for all these other ones, but I will help you. So what is a reservation? If we go back to paragraph 1, it says many Native Americans live on reservations. The United States set aside land for the reservations. A specific Native American tribe manages each reservation. So here it's a little bit tricky. I know that my answer to number 1 is in paragraph 1. So it tells me that reservations are for Native Americans. That is land that is set aside for Native Americans, and each of those tribes manages one. So I'm going to say, based on the information in this, that a reservation is land set aside for Native Americans. Is land set aside for Native Americans. Now remember, if you don't have enough room, you can put it on the back because there's lots of white space on the back. And if you do that, just write back here. And then I'll know to look on the back of the paper to find where your answer is, and just make sure that you label them. So if you do number 2 on the back, make sure you put a 2, because maybe you do 3 and 4 on the front and then you do 5, and I need to make sure that I can tell which is which. So remember, go through, read through this a second time. You're going to have to go back in the text. Once you find it, underline it. I mean, I could underline that Native Americans live on the reservation and it's land set aside, and that each tribe manages each reservation. So make sure that you're underlining the information that you get, you're finding it in the text, and you're able to prove to me where you found the answer to that question.